Welcome back to Sippin' Tea with Sarah. I'm so excited for today's episode. There's a lot of fun things to talk about. But before we get in, it's actually tea this time. This is an iced tea. This is from, I think it's called like Gold Peak. I don't know, they're not a sponsor, so I don't have to get it right. And this is California raspberry, and it is actually quite delicious. Ooh, yeah, that's good. You could turn this into an adult beverage. Mine is not an adult beverage yet. Let's get into it. So where we left off last time, Ella Fitzgerald was about to perform at the Apollo Theater. The Apollo opened in 1914 and actually started as a burlesque joint. After many years and lots of changes, I believe also ownership changes, in 1934, they had their first amateur night contest, which is actually a contest that they still do today. And what happens is that amateur artists can come, whether singers, comedians, whoever you are, can come and perform. But on the flip side, the audience gets to be brutally honest. So if they love you, they'll clap and cheer, but if they don't like you, they will boo you off the stage. It's a fun contest, but also either they're gonna love you or they're absolutely gonna hate you. The Apollo, though, was a huge game changer in music and African American music especially. It helped emerge and start so many great genres, including soul, R&B, jazz, swing, gospel, just to name a few. And many stars actually came out of the amateur night at the Apollo Theater, including but not limited to Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Luther Vandross, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Diana Ross and the Supremes, just to name a few. So many people came out of the Apollo Theater. But on the flip side, a lot of famous artists also came out of the Apollo who were famously booed, including Lauryn Hill and Dave Chappelle. But don't worry, they eventually still made it. Another fun fact about the Apollo is that by 1937, the Apollo Theater was the largest employer of Black theatrical artists and workers backstage in the US. So, back to November 21st, 1934, where 17-year-old Ella Fitzgerald performs for the Apollo Theater Amateur Night and was a success. A fun fact is that she actually was going to enter the contest as a dancer, but the end of the main act were these two dancer sisters who brought the house down, and Ella was like, yeah, I'm not gonna dance after those two dancers. So she last minute was like, okay, I guess I'll sing. And she went to the band and said, hey, do you know Hoagie Carmichael's Judy? And so she sang her heart out and the audience ate it up. They loved it to the point where they demanded an encore, and she gave them an encore, honey. And what's really interesting is that they say off stage, Ella was super shy and reserved, and that she was really self-conscious about her talent and also her looks and didn't know people would like her. But once she got on stage, she felt so free and so at home in the spotlight, and she knew that's what she was gonna do forever. So Ella wins the $25, and you're also supposed to win a week's worth of performances at the Apollo. Apparently, the person in charge of the contest said that she was not pretty enough to be a headliner, and so they only gave her the money and did not give her her show. I think she's beautiful. I don't know what they talking about. So she went around doing free shows, singing for bands here and there just so she could keep performing. Eventually, she would meet up with drummer and band leader Chick Webb. And he was like, you know what? I already have a lead singer, but I'm gonna bring you in, and if they like you, you get the job. Which of course they loved her. And she stayed and worked with him and the band for many years. Fast forward to 1938, where 21-year-old Ella Fitzgerald performed and recorded a fun version of a nursery rhyme called A Tisket, a Tasket. That recording sold over 1 million records, was #1 on the pop charts, and stayed on the charts for 17 weeks. So that's when they knew homegirl was famous. Here is a star, Hanny. That's where I leave you. Come back to hear some more fun facts and stories about Ella and maybe some famous friends of hers, and see what tea we sip in. the song suggestion of the day, You Have to Swing It. It is one of the first times that Ella started experimenting with scatting and doing like improvised vocals. And so I think it's really fascinating to listen to the song knowing that it's one of her, maybe not like her very first time experimenting, but this is definitely where she is getting her foot in the door and just trying things out, and you know that this is going to become part of her career and who she is. So it's fascinating to know that this is kind of one of the beginning steps of her scat journey. And the Ella Fitzgerald quote of the day is, "The only thing better than singing is more singing." I'm Sarah, and we'll see you next time. Wait, so did I not record the other thing? Okay, I'm gonna do that last part again. Oh wait, no, maybe I did. Oh my gosh, is it still recording?